Okay, hey, this is Audrine, or Mauve Pie, or Maud, or Mauved, or whatever you guys call me. But this is my first time doing this, and this is going to be pretty terrible because it's my first one that I'm gonna do, and this is like my fourth time recording because my mom keeps making noises and stuff, but it's okay. So what I use is I use Adobe Illustrator CS5. I only use keyboard shortcuts pretty much, so I'll let you guys know what button I'm pressing. I don't change any of the default keyboard pressing things, although I doubt like any of you guys use this program. But that's okay. You guys wanted this, so here I am. So I'm gonna do a hair coloring tutorial thing. This is Louise's pony. This is her drawing on the right. Yeah. So what I do first is I unlock all of the layers that I'm going to copy, which is basically all of my line art layers. So Command C, and then I relock the layers, add a new one on top of Luis's ref because I like to leave Luis's reference, and then also my sketch, which looks like this, on the bottom so I can delete them once I'm done. And then you go to Edit, Paste in Place. I press the K button, which I use as a fill bucket tool. I honestly have no idea what this is meant for, but this is what I use it for. And then it gives me this warning that I don't care about. I press OK. Then I press the V button, which is the selector thing, and then I press the slash, which takes away the fill in the stroke that was originally there. And then I copy it because I color multiple things, and this is just how you do it. I use the eyedropper tool, which is the eye button, and then I click on the skin, or the fur skin, I don't know. And then I click on this, that fills it. Wow. And then I add another layer under it. I like to have the fur on top, or skin, whatever, on top of my hair, so I can make the hair part look all messy and nobody will know. And then I place the copy and paste thing I did before, press the eye button, select the hair fill-in color, and then I just click and drag it into these parts. If this makes no sense to you, I am sorry. You guys asked for this. And then I still have this flower, which I'm going to put on top of the hair. I like the hair, like I said, to be on the bottom so I can mess up on it as much as I want. Edit, paste in place. I get the color, put it in here, and then, frick, I get this green, and I put it here. And then the part you guys were asking for was the hair. I usually add the other details of the hair after I am done coloring the hair because I'm lazy and I like to pretend I don't have to do it until it's like the last hair coloring thing. So what I did is I pressed the eye button. I took the black from here because I'm too lazy to grab it. Press the slash button to take away the stroke. Press the P button, which is the pen tool, which is what I use. I also only use my mouse or trackpad. I usually use my trackpad lately because I like to lay in bed and draw it, not sit up. So I just do this. All of my things are pretty much composed of lines, which is what Adobe Illustrator is, a pen tool / line making program, which makes no sense. Oh, frick. I'm trying to click and drag it. I also do this completely wrong, by the way. I've been to a pre-college for graphic design where you use Adobe Illustrator, and my teacher from there, my animation teacher who worked at Pixar and DreamWorks, both of them were like, dude, you used the pen tool wrong. I don't care. I've been doing it for 5 years. I know what I'm doing. I would speed this up, but my iMovie doesn't let me speed stuff up, so you have to like bear with me or just skip ahead. Or I could just cut it. Oh, that would be a good idea. If I don't cut it, I hope you all are having a good day. Yeah, it's 10:14 here. I'm very tired. I kind of just shade it wherever I'm like really bad at where I shade stuff. I had a friend before who would like argue with me about how my shading made no sense, and it's true, it makes no sense, but nobody but me seems to notice except you guys who watch this tutorial right now. Now you'll know and you'll be like, why? It's not gonna change. And then for this part, if I keep it like this and then later on I'm going to overlay it like this and then like lower the opacity. See how those two colors overlap and it makes this ugly ass color? I take it and then I will press this button which unites it, but I'm going to leave this as a normal 100% because it looks like this color. If overlay isn't going to work and I'm going to fix that issue later. I also know a lot of people say, like, wow, this looks so complicated, and I don't know if it is. I guess it kind of is, but you get used to it after a while. So it's not that hard, but I mean, like, I know a lot of you guys use Paint Tool Sai and stuff, and I open it and I'm like, wow, and then I close it because that just, no. I don't know how to use it. I also hate coloring. It's my least favorite part of drawing. I love to line, I love to sketch. I hate this part more than anything. Which is why I like to do collabs with my friends because pretty much everybody I know except me likes to color the most. Except, like, I think one of my friends and one of my other friends has really, really pretty line art. Don't want to call them out because why should I? Oh, frick. We're almost there for this black shading part. And then for this part, because these two would probably just have black here. No, I'll just do it like that. I don't. Sorry, I lied to you guys. But I'll show you, like, what I mean when I say so I can mess up for the skin to be on the front, because if the skin's not there, see all this black stuff that's in here, because I'm a bad vector. Not really, I'm just a lazy one. Yeah, it just works good for me like that. And then I click, oh frick, over here. I do normal, and then I overlay it. I always use overlay because it looks the best, I think. But I think for this one, it might not look the best. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like this, so I'm just gonna take this color and then do it the good old-fashioned way that some people do. I don't understand why when overlay is there, and it's pretty good for most of the time. So I press the I button and I click the hair, and then I go over here, which is my fill, and then I double click it, and it's like Photoshop. Choose my color. I'm really bad at explaining things. But I'm doing this for you. Yes, you listening to me talk to myself. Okay, and then after that for my shading, I added another layer on top of the black, or not the black, the shading, whatever. I think I actually want to make it lighter. But I usually leave the shading one the bottom of all of my shading. So it'll be like, that looks exactly the same. Most affected by whatever I'm gonna do next. So I have the gradient. You guys have a different gradient, probably. I know a lot of people for gradients or soft shading on paint tools say you just like do black and then you like blur it in the middle or whatever. You can't do that in Illustrator. I love you, Illustrator. Shout out. That was so dumb. I'm sorry. I go to opacity over here. I clicked on this. I have this color, right, which is the hair, I hope. Yeah, and then I clicked and dragged it right over here, which just went over the white. And then I do opacity to 0%, so now it's a, like, no color that goes into this. Hi, okay, sorry, my mom came in. It will probably do some sort of weird thing, because I probably gonna use iMovie to edit this, because I suck. But so anyways, my gradient is a no color, and then it kind of like gradients into this blue, which is why I use the hair color, because if I use like this flower color, you can see that it'll change to this red, and I don't want that in my hair. And then it goes to black, which I'm going to overlay, and I'm probably going to be like, what did I do? But it's cool. And then this is the longest thing that I think makes it look the prettiest, maybe, if it looks right. Yeah. So I'm clicking and dragging. I know it's usually a lot more difficult than this, but I kind of have a really good idea on where the lines go for it because I've been using this for about 5 years now. 4, 5, I don't know, 8th grade winter. I like to say 5 now. Sounds better than 4. So anyways, I'm going over this and it looks really ugly, I guess. It'll look okay. Ew, yeah, okay, that looks really bad. So I think I'm gonna take this color. Maybe put it here. That looks a little bit better. What if I overlay it? Oh, okay. Yeah, that looks better. So then I'm just gonna like do it at like 50% opacity, which doesn't really look like a difference, but it does. Maybe if I do 60. Because if it's too dark, then it looks really ugly and everybody's like, what are you doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. Just trying my hardest. I go here, I do this little hair part. I really like this pony. It's really cute, pretty. I think it's pretty. Yeah. I wish I was this good at designing horses. I think I've made one of my characters. He didn't even make my own pony, so no. But I forgive myself because my pony sound is really cute. What was this one? 40. I might do this like 50 because it's a darker thing. Sure, why not? Okay, my mom came in again. I'm still continuing this. I don't know if it's gonna do the black screen. I don't know if I have to announce my mom came in again. Don't know if you'll notice or care. Probably not care. This is my life. It's my whole entire life. This is what I do all day, every day. Other than go to school. I hope your guys' life is more exciting than clicking and dragging lines. I love it though. Really good at it. Except I'm really good at it even though I do it wrong. And again, I'm making this one darker. I don't know if I like how dark it is, but because it's like the most back one. I may. Okay, press the G button. This is going to allow me to change the I don't know what this is called, freaking positioning of it. And I can hear my mom talk. Okay, my mom didn't come in that time. I was afraid. I'm almost done though, I hope. Other than like the lines, but you guys don't want to watch me do a bunch of lines. It's literally just what I'm doing, but instead of a fill, it's a stroke. Okay, and then after this, I add another layer. I'm gonna do the white highlight part. I have no idea how I'm gonna do it on this hair because it's late. So I press the I button. I'm gonna take the white from here because if I do like the white out here, for whatever reason, my Illustrator's freaked up in some parts. So I won't take the white back here, but it'll take the white that's white because this is transparent. Okay. And then I'm going to click and drag it up here for the gradient. I'm going to click and drag this out so it's gone now. Press the P button for the pen tool, and then I'm going to click at one end of the hair. This is kind of like up to you where you want to put the highlights on your pony's hair. If you want to have highlights, it's up to you. I do because I like how it looks. And then I press the G button, move it up here, and then I will fix that later. And then I don't know where I'm gonna put the rest. Do it sideways. Here. Click and drag it here. Press the G button, click and drag it up. I know I should do something up here. I could try this, I guess. I don't know how good this will look. Okay. Yeah, something like that looks okay. But I want to do this up here first, and then I'm going to click and select all of these, go to normal overlay, and then it does this. Wow, how pretty is that? I don't like how this looks because over here it has this weird line that I hate. So I'm just going to extend this a little bit, which makes it look a little better. And then you can see that I didn't do this well, so I'm going to take this and make that shorter. Both of this shorter, whatever, that works. So now you can't really see where this line is. Unless you look really hard, then you can see it, but pretend you can't, okay? Please. And this is okay. Not all of them have to look perfect. Nobody's gonna like zoom into it, especially on Instagram where everything's really bad quality. And that's pretty much where I post all of my art. Because I barely use Tumblr anymore. Sorry. Oh, I actually pressed Command P. Selected, I'm gonna lower the opacity to like 90. Yeah, no, 60, I think. I don't like it to look super bright or super dull, but I'd rather it look bright than dull, I think. That's just a personal opinion. If you have a different opinion, you could do it on your own art. Because this isn't yours. I want to do one more over here. I honestly. So I My mom came in again, but I honestly have no idea how I'm shading this or what I'm doing. I kind of just hope for the best. Hope it looks good. Usually does. Normal overlay 60%. And frick, 60%. And I have to go in like 10 minutes. But like, this is almost done other than the lines, like I said. But you don't want to watch me do that. You'll see it done, the lines finished when I post it. But so I press the D button, so over here now the fill is white and the stroke is black. I press Shift X to switch that, and then I press the slash button to take away the black fill. Then I zoom in, and this is where I make my little star things that make it look good. Click here, I press Shift so it's a straight line, and then I go to Profile, and I press this. So it looks like that, and then I make another one over here. And then I select both of them, and then I go to Object, Path, Outline, Stroke. I put it together because if I leave it as a, this is a fill now, if I leave it as a stroke, then if I try and make it bigger or smaller, the size will either go smaller or larger. But if I do a fill, it... Okay, Mom came in again, but if it's a fill, when you make it larger or smaller, it'll be the same, like, I don't know how to explain this. I just do this, okay? If you use Illustrator, but I doubt you will, it's okay. So I copy and I paste it. I press the Shift button to keep it the same size, because if you don't press the Shift button, it'll look really ugly like this. I know I did it was a, what are they called? A student helper thing for school, and like, I'm copying and pasting them. I kind of just copy paste them in random places. I have a friend who laughs at me when I do this. Because I just randomly put it wherever, I don't care. But I had a lot of freshman kids, and they would try and not hold down the Shift button, especially for using text. It looks really freaking ugly. And they would try to convince me that they were holding the Shift button, and that killed me on the inside. Because that's just not how it works. Just don't do that. It looks ugly and warped. And I know none of them will see this, but if you do, I know you never touched Illustrator again, you guys. So, it's okay. This wasn't for you. Isn't for a lot of people. This program's also supposed to be used for just like logos and stuff, not really, I don't think, illustrations, which is kind of funny because it's called Adobe Illustrator, but most illustration artists use Photoshop or Paint Tool Sign now. But you know, whatever. I am one of the few, I guess. I think I follow one other person on Instagram that uses Adobe Illustrator. I knew somebody else who used a different program that was kind of similar to this, but not at all really in my opinion, but it's cool. They were both like the pen tool, which is what made them similar. I know a lot of people don't like the pen tool, but I like it because you also don't have to really use a... Okay, I had to go out, so I have no idea what I was saying. Yeah. So anyways, I'm copying and pasting this. I know I could just go back to the video, but bear with me, I'm exhausted. So I'm kind of just moving these into the places I want them to be. I usually like to have two together. And then I'm gonna put some over here. It's like an undercut sort of thing to the left, so I'm just gonna leave it. I also have to, I think, flip this image when I'm done because I flipped Louise's image. I think I'd be wrong if I did it on this side, but there's a huge chance I'm gonna forget and it's gonna end up just facing this way, and I'll be like, okay, whatever. So I overlay that, and then I like lower the opacity sometimes. Yeah, this is my coloring tutorial, I guess. It'll look better with all the lines in it. But this is what you guys asked for. If there's anything else you want to see, you can comment it below. if you want to see more tutorials, please, watch this video, and